This is a recording of this year's Virtual Residency Fair. We'd like to take the time to thank the programs that volunteered their time to present to this year's applicants. This year's PM&R Scholars Virtual Residency Fair is supported by PM&R Recap and Ultrasound Guidance. PM&R Recap is the leading resource for your physiatry board preparation, clinical preparation, audition rotations, and beyond. PM&R Recap offers 35 hours of review videos, hundreds of review questions, and oral board cases to help you become the best physiatrist that you can be. Head to pmnrrecap.com to learn more. Ultrasound Guidance is the innovative new online ultrasound learning platform that gives you instant access to expert instruction. With rapid scans and complete scans of every joint and peripheral nerve, Ultrasound Guidance is the perfect way to jumpstart your MSK ultrasound learning. Visit ultrasoundguidance.com to learn more.
So I'll go ahead and just get started. I cut this down from an hour-long presentation, so I'll try to kind of get through all of it that I can in the 15 minutes. So I'm Erica Beeman. I'm a PGY4 here in Baylor University Medical Center in Dallas, Texas. And as you can see from our photo, our campus is very downtown and in the midst of it for living and working. And you can kind of see this is the Dallas skyline here, and then this is our campus right next to it. So you get the big city living. And this is our program leadership. This is our program director, Dr. Hamilton. And she is the best. If you ever meet her, you know, she's unlike most program directors. She's very friendly, very easy to talk with. She also always has your back, which I love. Her nickname for us is Mama Bear, which is very true. She will definitely go to bat for you. And our program administrator is Taylor Ann Schaefer. And there's her contact information there if you want to contact her for anything. She's great. I call her the Ann Perkins of our program because she's just always on top of it and has everything going on. This is over here, our social media. This is a website. That QR code will take you directly to our official Baylor website. And we also have an Instagram account. It's at BUMC PM&R, and it's pretty active. So we post a lot of fun stuff over there if you want to follow us along. This is our residents. So we have 3 residents per program, so we are kind of a smaller program. So we have 3 PGY4s, 3s, and 2s, of course, and then on the right is our incoming PGY1 class. We're kind of a mix of being an advanced program and a categorical program. So pretty much our PM&R part is advanced, but we also have a new option where if you want it to be categorical, we have like an agreement with the transitional year at Baylor All Saints, where if you are accepted into BUMC, then you get an automatic transitional year for them. And that's been really popular. That was set up after I already matched. So it would have been really nice if we had it. But I know most of our residents that have been able to do it have done it, and they've had really good experiences with it. So PGY 1 year, we don't really see you, but then we all come together PGY 2 after that. And you can kind of see we're all over the place. This is all the medical schools that we went to. We're from all over the country and all over different medical schools. All right, this is just kind of the timeline, which I'm sure you guys know better than I do. Just the application deadline, it's whenever you can submit your application. We don't accept any late applications. Everything you need. And then our interviews, we do our interviews, I feel like a little bit later than other people. I just remember it was like one of the last interview invites I got and one of the last interviews I did. We usually send our invites out in November, usually after AAPM&R, and they're going to be virtual and they go through January. So just some of our program highlights. So we are associated with Texas A&M Medical School, and of course, Baylor University Medical Center as well. So Baylor Institute of Rehab, we are freestanding building ourselves, but we're connected with Baylor University Medical Center by a tunnel. So it's kind of the best of both worlds where we're still a freestanding hospital on our own, but we still have connections with the big hospital and the big academic hospital as well. Like I said, we have 9 residents, and then we have that reserved All Saints 2Y spot if you need it in Fort Worth. So it's kind of nice where you get to come, you're in the same part of the country, but also if you need an advanced program, like if you're couples matching or something like that, then we're an advanced program as well. We have 1 fellowship spot. So we have 1 fellowship, it's TBI medicine. 27 faculty, they're all board certified. If you work at Baylor, you have to be board certified, which is really nice. Open door policy with faculty, which is very true. So we are not resident run. And we are pretty much always one-on-one with the attending. So it's just you and your attending. So you get really great teaching, really great education, and really great guidance and leadership, kind of both personal and professional from your attendings. We also rotate outside of the PM&R department as well. We do orthopedic clinic, not inpatient, but orthopedic clinic, rheumatology. I've done palliative care. Radiology is really popular too that you can rotate with. And on the right, this is a picture of us. We're all at Dave & Buster's. Okay, more program highlights. Education friendly, this is definitely true. So our didactics we do every Tuesday from 7 a.m. to noon, and that is completely protected time. So you're not even allowed to answer pages during that time. You're not expected to round for the day. You're not doing any kind of follow-up notes or expected to do any patient duties in the morning. And in the afternoon, you usually do like your commissions if you have some, if you're inpatient, or you go to your afternoon clinic. But in the morning, that time is totally set aside for our lectures and our education, which I really love being able to have that focused time for that. Research friendly, we are very research friendly. I know I've just seen the questions from other people. So we are all required to do our own individual research project that you start your PGY 2-year, and then you're supposed to finish it by PGY 4-year where we present at grand rounds. And so we have really hands-on research team because we are both an SCI and a TBI model systems here, which just means we have to do a lot of research for it. I've actually had to turn down a lot more research projects and I've been able to be involved in just because there's so many opportunities here. So selective rotations, you have 1 month during PGY 3 and PGY 4-year. And the PGY 3-year, this is actually a change they made based on resident feedback, but it's before, it's kind of early in the PGY 3-year, so it's before any time that you would need to apply for fellowship. So people before they were like doing their selective rotations after they would need to apply. So they need to get, it's hard to get letters, things like that. So people use it too. You can do anything on Baylor campus that you want, as well as anything in Texas. It's a little bit harder to do things outside of Texas just because of the way the residency license works, but it's not impossible. I know people have done it before, but people use that PGY 3 and 4 time too as like audition rotations for fellowships as well. And speaking of fellowships, people go into a lot of different things when they graduate. We have a lot of people that just go straight into private practice or academic practice. They just do general PM&R. That's really popular. But just since I've been here, we've had people go into pain, interventional spine, SCI, TBI, and I think that's it. We haven't had a pediatrics in a while since I've been here, but I know we've had them in the past. We also have really great representation. Baylor itself, just in general, has really good resident representation through the House Staff Council. Just since I've been here, they've been able to get us like an 8% raise. They've been able to advocate that so now all resident insurance is free. We used to have to pay for our own medical insurance, but now it's all covered. And I know their current project is they're working on getting resident childcare. It's not going to be on campus, but it's going to be really close to campus. It's going to be discounted, so that's going to be really exciting. And they say it's going to come in March of next year, but I don't have my breath held for that, so we'll see. But it is in the pipeline, so they're really active with that and get things done. And this over here, this is a picture of us on Halloween. Halloween's a really big deal around here. In the inpatient BIR, each team has its own theme. As you can tell, we were Willy Wonka. And we have a whole dance with it. If you want to go see our dance, it's on our Instagram. It was really fun. Definitely a highlight of my residency was doing this with everybody. But we only got second place, but we were definitely robbed. So this year we're coming back with a vengeance. If any of you guys have ideas, you can put them in the chat. So this is our typical rotation schedule, and I won't read this through. It's pretty expected of probably most programs you've seen. I will say we do not do all of our inpatient medicine PGY 2-year. You do most of it. You still do 7 months your PGY 2-year, but it's really nice to just like air yourself out of the inpatient hospital that PGY 2-year and kind of get a little bit of break doing outpatient. As well as this is another change based off resident feedback was people who were going into inpatient medicine when they graduated, they didn't want no inpatient medicine their 4th year. So we have, I think, 3 months of inpatient, both your PGY 3 and 4-year. And everything else is outpatient. So speaking of outpatient, we do the majority of our outpatient rotations on our Baylor Dallas campus. We do have a lot of different rotations around the DFW area as well, kind of all over the place. And it is, they're really great opportunities to kind of see more of like private practice, more community outpatient practices, what that could be, which it is kind of a far drive sometimes, but they have a really generous reimbursement for both your gas and the wear and tear of your car. So like there's the 6 weeks I had to go out to Fort Worth, I made $1,500 extra. So I did not mind the drive at all. And I say it's the easiest moonlighting I do. So selective rotations, I kind of already talked about this, 2 months. You can choose whatever you want. Like for one of my months, I did a palliative rotation. because I'm really interested in palliative care. And then for my second month, I'm doing a cancer rotation for that one. I know people do wound care, radiology is really popular, just kind of any other thing you're interested in, it's open for you to do. So our research responsibilities, I think I talked about this, that research is really heavy here. They do a lecture with us once a month, the research team here. We all are expected to do our own original research projects, so we have to do all our IRB process, but they do all the statistics for us. We are a TBI and SCI model system, so we have access both to all of that kind of nationwide data as well as just your personal data. And we do have built-in research time as well. And it's not like a research month. It's just kind of like a half day here and there throughout multiple rotations. But so you can be kind of working on it longitudinally. And not to brag on myself, but to always brag on myself, my original research project this year, Baylor does like a scholarly research day every year where the medical students, the fellows, and the residents all compete. And my research actually won first place for all of Baylor residents. So I won $700, which is really nice. And then everywhere else, we're also expected to present at a local or national conference as well. Okay, so our didactics, I think I talked about this, they are every Tuesday morning from 7 to noon. We also do monthly grand rounds, which you're expected to do your PGY 4-year, and then we do journal club, which we all do twice a year. We have an 18-month rotating topic, so theoretically, you should be able to hit every topic twice while you're here as a resident. We also do have a lot of guest lectures and field trips. The lady here on the far right, she's acupuncturist, so that was one of our guest lecturers. They came in and were practicing our acupuncture on Taylor Ann, her program coordinator. We also do anatomy lab, cadaver lab, and really it's more of doing ultrasound, hands-on ultrasound injection practice that we do on the cadavers, and we have an attending that leads that for us, and we do that once a month. We also have an ultrasound course that we do. It's 2 days out of the year. You're excused for the entire day. We have a guest lecturer fly in. He's presents normally at AAPM&R. He does like the ultrasound course for them, but we fly him in for us. And one day we do all of upper extremity, and the next day we do all lower extremity. That's really good practice for us here. We also have lots of people who come in and bring fun things. So this is an adaptive sports person. You can see in the bottom left here, one of our residents, Trish, she is trying out an adaptive bike. All right, our residence duties, so our call schedule. So we take call a week at a time. We start it on Friday evenings at 5 p.m. And you hold the pager from 5 p.m. to 7 a.m. for that entire 7 days. And then on the weekends, you only do the weekend admission. So you don't have to, there's attendings who are on call and they do the rounding and they hold the pager during the day, but then you just take it every night. And you don't have to do any consults or anything like that. You just do the commissions that come into IPR. And when you're a PGY 2, you do 9 weeks. And we have 6 major holidays at Baylor that we all get off. So when you're a PGY 2, you work 9 weeks, and 3 of that's the major holidays, which is Christmas, New Year's, and Thanksgiving. And then when you're a PGY 3, you do 6 weeks of call, and you work all the minor holidays, which is Labor Day, Memorial Day, and 4th of July. And then when you're a PGY 4, you do 2 weeks, and then we all split 1 week together, and you don't work any holidays. We also have continuity clinic. We do that once a month, where it's like your own clinic, your own patients, and you follow that. And we also have EMG clinic once a month as well, and we rotate off who manages that. And then I already talked about didactics here. And then everyone who, when they're a PGY 4, everyone's a chief. There's no like electives or anything like that. And we all do kind of different duties for that. All right, so our benefits. So we get 15 days off a year, and then at least 5 out of the 6 of the BUMC holidays we get. You get 3 sick days, and we get 30 conference days that are throughout the whole 3 years. And you don't have to present in order to attend. So we normally all, except for the one person who's on call, but we all try to attend AAPM&R at least, because that's like it's a good social event for us and a good conference experience. So we kind of all go to that one. You get $250 a year for textbooks or question banks. And you also get $5,500 a year that pays for your conference attendance, like it pays for your traveling, your hotels, and your conference fees. And I still have like almost $2,300. I go to all the conferences. So it's really generous and it covers a lot. And then we get $120 a month for food at the hospital. And our hospital food is really good. So we have a physician's lounge, and the physician's lounge has like a private chef, Chef Mike. He's one of our good friends. He always comes to graduation, but he makes 2 different meals a day that you can pick from. Or in our regular main cafeteria, we have a Chick-fil-A, we have a Which Wich, we have like a Chipotle style place. We have just like a regular grill, salad bar, sushi bar, And then we have one spot where an outside outside restaurant comes in every different day of the week. And then they cover all these memberships. We also always get free parking. I also have access to multiple different parking sites around the Baylor campus, just so in case I'm parking at the outside clinic, I can park over there. If I'm parking an inpatient, I can park over there. So that's good. Driving museum purse, your health insurance is paid for. And then we also have 2 gyms on campus, which is nice. Cowboy Fit's kind of expensive though. It's like $80 a month. And then also twice a month in the fall and in the spring, we have a resident wellness day where instead of doing didactics that day, we instead go off and do something fun, like the Dave and Buster's, or here you can see we were all playing pickleball. We did chicken and pickle. Top left, Dr. Hamilton, she always takes us out to dinner or lunch around like the holidays, around Christmas or New Year's, and that's us showing off our great Tex-Mex we have here in Dallas. And then below that is we were volunteering with the Boys and Girls Club of Dallas. We went and did kind of like a career day with them, which is really fun. All right, and that's it. I think I made it in 15 minutes. So I will be taking any questions. Stop sharing. And I'm the only resident here. Our program director is on, or our program administrator, Taylor, she's on vacation. So she probably knows more answers to questions than I do, but I'm happy to answer any questions. Yes, so we do allow moonlighting. You can start as a PGY 3. I think we don't allow a PGY 2 year, but people do lots of different things. I know we have the jail is really popular, where you kind of go work overnights at the county jail. It pays really well, and we usually don't. It's like kind of like you're just on call. We also have people who work in pain clinics and people who have worked at other like private, like private inpatient rehabs. They go like cover the weekends. What's my favorite party besides Halloween? I don't know if we have a specific party. We do get a lot. We do get together at least once a month. Usually try to do every other week of happy hours, which are always really fun because you get to try different restaurants around Dallas and just hanging out and kind of blowing off steam with your co-residents is really fun. But I don't know if we have a specific party. I think they used to have a Christmas party, and I think Samir said he's going to bring it back this year, but it was canceled during COVID, so we might have that this year though. Any global health opportunities? I honestly don't know if we have any global health opportunities. I don't know anyone who has done anything like that. Have you had any US IMGs? I believe we have in the past. I don't think we have recently. I know Baylor University itself has a lot of IMGs, but I don't know if our program does specifically. Any step 2 CK score cutoff? I'm not sure of any score cutoff either. Like I said, Taylor Schaefer or Taylor Ann might have more answers to that than me, but I'm not aware of any score cutoffs that we have. Mentorship between attending. Okay, can you talk more about the mentorship between attendings and residents? So it's not anything formal. I know other programs how you have like a formal mentor or anything like that, but it's really very informal. But I mean, when you're working one-on-one with an attending for an entire month rotation or entire 2-month rotation, the mentorship just happens. And I mean, I have all their cell phone numbers. They even hang out with us outside of work as well. I mean, they're very friendly. A lot of them have young children as well. So they're just like very friendly, approachable people. And I mean, I could really ask them anything I want at any time. So let's see. Yeah, no formal mentorship program. I think it would be weird, honestly. Like we're such a small program and we're kind of also close that I think having it like a formal mentor would be like really weird in our program just because we're all like so informal mentally. I mean, all of our attendings, they always have their offices open. You can pop in anytime. Which I do all the time, just to talk to them too, even about like life stuff, not even just professional things. But right now, as I'm trying to apply for jobs and get my CV together, I mean, I've sent it out to a bunch of them and they help edit it for me or like tell me of other opportunities they've heard of around Dallas. So they're just really friendly. Oh, what was my running research project on? Thanks for asking. So it's original research I did kind of on um, looking at formal education that people have had on our campus in internal medicine, family medicine, and emergency medicine, if they've ever had any formal research on or formal education on disability, and versus how many patients with disabilities have they seen. And so, as you can imagine, it was basically almost 0% had had a formal education of disability education, while 100% have seen patients with disabilities. And then I asked us just different specific things that we talk about, and pretty much no one had any, like the things people felt most comfortable with was giving physical therapy, and that was only about 30%. I mean, there was like 0% for spasticity, and even neuropathic pain was very low. I mean, just the kind of different things that you would expect. So it was really just more kind of like gathering information, but it was specifically about our campus and just kind of like ways PM&R can help and ways disability education could be promoted through our residency.